I have more to say about volatility, and I don't think y'all understand how important it is to your everyday lives, how to also capitalize on volatility. That's a perfect segue to get into the my four reasons for volatility. And I want to be really, really clear. I don't think people are picking up on these things, and it'll help you to understand everything that's going on right now. Hey, quick disclaimer. None of this is investment advice. This is for entertainment and informational purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. I am not your financial advisor. Do your own research. All investments involve risk. So this is not investment advice. This is just my opinion. Enjoy. So we had a really, really great weekend. The markets were just doing their thing. No, seriously, no. I had a great weekend because we got a ton of new followers. Y'all all really want to learn about this financial market stuff, and I appreciate it. We got a ton of new followers on Instagram and YouTube, and I was so consumed with replying to all the comments, and the conversations were very spirited. But there was one comment that really stuck out to me. The guy said, we should change your name. Brandon, what did it say?
The guy said you should legally change your first name to Volatility.
I should legally change my first name to Volatility. And my response was, why? LOL. I'm assuming he said it because I said it so many times. Like, I made a lot of content about volatility, and I say volatility so many times. And the part that broke my heart was that I have more to say about it. I have more to say about volatility, and I don't think y'all understand how important it is to your everyday lives. And I feel like there's more things we need to pick up on in terms of understanding how to also capitalize on volatility, okay? So for those of y'all who don't know, volatility just means things are all over the place. We are getting mixed leading, lagging indicators that tell us how our economy is doing. It's all over the place. Gold is up, dollar is down, Bitcoin is up, Bitcoin is down. What does it all mean? And so the reason why I want to talk about this is because another comment that I was saying a lot is like, y'all want someone to tell you what to invest in. And I'm not ever going to do that because one, it would be irresponsible, but also that is not what I want to do. I want to empower you. Okay? So what I want you to do is understand what volatility means in the economy, in your everyday life. I want you to know how to identify it, and I want you to know how to capitalize on it, period, point blank. So again, right now I said that we are in the most volatile market ever. I actually typically take this content before I upload it, and I run it through chat as a fact checker, okay? Just to make sure I don't say nothing wrong, Brandon doesn't say anything wrong, or when Dom is here, Dom doesn't say anything wrong. And one of the things that it checked me about is I said, this is the most volatile time in the ever. And it said, no, in 1932, these were the other volatile times. And I'm telling y'all, I don't care. I didn't take it out, and I'm still standing 10 toes down because chat is stupid sometimes. I'm standing 10 toes down because, first of all, we didn't have a Bitcoin. We didn't have AI. And those things are major. Also, there are things that chat is not factoring in to when I say that we have a lot of volatility. And so it doesn't understand. And so I need you to understand that as long as volatility is present, you need to move a certain way. Also, there are things that I talk about that are very, very obvious, but chat has to stay neutral. So it can't say it. So that's a perfect segue to get into the my four reasons for volatility. And I want to be really, really clear. This is real. I want to be really, really clear. I don't think people are picking up on these things. And you need to understand these four reasons for volatility. And some of y'all may have some more reasons down below. I'm here. Let me know in the chat if you have any reasons other than these four reasons for volatility, and it'll help you to understand everything that's going on right now. So I got to tell you something that I did. I just published the best document that I've ever published in my entire life. It is called the Profit Door Volatility and Wealth Transfer Report for Q1 of 2026. I'm going to put these out every quarter because this volatility is going to be here for a nice little minute. And every quarter, we're going to need to be able to dissect and figure out what's going on, why it's here, why it's still here, and what to do. So the one for this quarter is out now, or it should be out by the time that you see this. The link will be down below. Cop it, digest it, understand it, and enjoy. So the very first reason for volatility is because I mentioned this in the episodes where I talked about the New World Order. We are in a new world order. What does that look like, right? Talked about this in these episodes. The first thing I talked about that defines this new world order is how we do war, okay? Before, for a really long time, for a long, long time, when two people went to war, two nations, two countries, two families went to war, you physically fought.
Right.
We cannot do that anymore because of nuclear bombs. If someone gets mad enough and they press the nuclear button, we're all out of here. So we can't, I don't care how mad at you I am, I cannot fight a war, a physical war to where as though it gets out of hand. And if you got a nuclear bomb, you can let off the nuclear bomb. This is why we're treading lightly about Iran, because they have nuclear weapons, okay? We didn't do that with Venezuela because we already knew that we could take them out. We had all that technology. I don't think they had nuclear weapons, okay? So when we bully you around, get in and out in 45 minutes, all right?
Typical U.S. fashion.
Right. Typical anybody fashion when you the boss. You know, we can't be like, oh, U.S. is wrong for that, because when David was winning wars, he was going around pushing his weight around too. And we was, oh, David has killed 2,000. Saul has killed 1. If you're not religious, that won't be funny to you. Okay? If you don't know the Bible, that won't be funny to you. All right. So since we can't fight wars physically anymore, what are we going to do? We fight wars using financial sanctions. We're going to use tariffs. Okay? That is why every day it's a new tariff. They're fighting a war. So this has been going on for a long time. This is, instead of we're going to bomb you, we're going to put a tariff on you. Because war decisions is so predicated on the emotional temperament of the leader. It is very temperamental. It's unpredictable. This is the number reason why there's so much volatility in the market, because anybody could change anything just with a tariff. So nobody can predict anything. Just with a tariff. Oh, I woke up, China has been saying no to me. Today, I'm over it. We all been there before. When something ain't going right, I recently had a wake up moment where someone was doing something over time that I didn't like, and then one day I was like, no more.
Right.
And you couldn't predict it. Okay? So this contributes to the volatility. You can say it's not direct, it doesn't matter. Just the fact that we wake up one day and we know that our lives are at the mercy of some leader's emotional temperament on that day.
Right.
That affects everything that you do. And it's affecting the big whales who move the market. These are the things that they're thinking about every day. Okay? So as long as we are on the edge of our seats with war, and y'all know this is where we at. As long as we're on the edge of our seats with war and rumors of war, there will be volatility in the market. Okay? So legally change my name to Volatility. Nicole Volatility. Okay? That's happening right now. Okay? The number 2 thing that defines the volatility in this market is currency valuations. Fiat currency, the idea that fiat currency is just how we move resources around,
Right.
is going to change. No one knows what it looks like. We've never been here before, or us, we haven't been here. The people that are alive today, we haven't been here before. These currencies that aren't backed by anything, that is based on the idea of borrowing and borrowing, borrowing, and so forever. And the fact that currencies can just print their own money is like, okay, we're at the end of this rope. What does this mean? Everything is in the US dollar, denominated in the US dollar. They just printed, I don't know, how much did we print? 60, 50 billion dollars at the end of the year last year?
Yeah,
How much did we print?
Somewhere a little bit north of that. This sense of wokeness that we are as a society where people are seeking for the truth and seeking for validation and starting to become quote unquote woke. To have that fiat currency, you have to have a certain level of belief and a certain level of and sense of brainwashing, for lack of better terms, for people to
Buy-in. Let's just call it buy-in for right now.
yeah.
You have to have a sense of brainwashed buy-in for people to believe that this currency is valued. Yes.
Right. And so people are losing that faith.
The people are losing that faith. People are waking up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we know we have to change.
Mm-hmm.
People subconsciously, consciously know we have to change. What does it look like?
Right.
We don't know.
Right.
This is contributing to the volatility of everything.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. We know we got to move away from these currencies that are essentially worthless.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. How are we going to do it? Man, I don't know.
So it looks like crypto right now.
You and I, we've had this discussion many times. We all know that it's going to move to crypto, but how is it going to work is the question, right? So we were also offline talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is capped at 21 million Bitcoin.
Right.
Right now we have mined almost 20 million Bitcoin. So the beautiful thing about Bitcoin is it is a level of scarcity.
Right.
Right? So in the past, right, when fiat currencies were backed by gold,
Mm-hmm.
if you needed more, you just go and dug up more gold.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It was limited, but you go and mine more gold.
But you need hard work and resources.
You need hard work and resources, but it can get done.
It can get done.
At 21 million Bitcoin, it's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wrap. So it will be very, very, that'll be the new backing.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be scarce.
Right.
Okay, so you got Bitcoin. Then we were also talking about what's going to be the day-to-day currency. Now here, this is my opinion. This is just my opinion. Just because of the bully that he is, I think it's going to be the Trump coin for the US dollar. We're going to be Trump. This is how Donald Trump going to do it. This is just opinion. He going to give some type of stimulus check, and it's going to be all in Trump coin. You're not going to spend it. It's going to be a Trump coin. It's going to be a Trump coin.
So, and like you said, this is not financial advice or anything like that, but just based upon my research that I was telling you earlier about the rabbit hole I went down with crypto.
Mm-hmm.
Because essentially, like we said, Bitcoin is the digital version of gold. Like,
Bitcoin is the digital version of gold.
it's the backer.
It's the backer. It's not. Let's be clear. I wouldn't say it's the backer. It's the wealth storage, right? Mm-hmm. That's the actual wealth.
Right. I would agree.
Okay.
So I was speaking with a guy, and he has a company that's about to IPO this month. And what they do is they have merchant services, but their merchant service that they use is ran on blockchains.
Okay.
So anytime, instead of your traditional merchant service, which would pay you in fees and transaction fees, their merchant services actually pays out on the blockchain. And the reason that they do it is because one, the blockchain moves way quicker,
Uh-huh.
and then you have access to the unlimited supply of how many cryptos are on there. That's where the volatility comes, because it's so many cryptos, but not one designated.
I think you're thinking too hard. We don't know how it's going to work. Like you just explained something, we don't know how it's going to work. Everyone is uneasy.
Right.
What is happening? There's a new world order. Governments are getting on saying there's a new world order. What's happening? We don't know.
We don't.
We don't know. No one knows. There's a huge sell-off in crypto right now, but guess what? The big whales are buying. I just was talking about how there's a sleeper account, a wallet that hasn't had any activity in over 10 years, just woke up and bought $500 million in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
We don't know who this person is. I think it's a government. But even if it's a government, it might not be a government. If it's a government or if it's one of the wealthy elites, might as well be a government. I think the way I think about things is I think about meetings, rooms. These people are having conversations in rooms. They're not making bets based on fundamentals. We talked about when you get too big, you get too big to fail. You and I are going to make decisions off fundamentals. This is why I say capitalism works well on a small scale. But when it gets too big, they're not making decisions on fundamentals. They're making decisions off of information. Oh, y'all gonna do this? Oh, you gonna do that? You gonna do this? You gonna... So it doesn't matter whether it's a government. It doesn't matter. This is somebody who has old money and can park millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars at a time, make a decision, and just sit and let it wait and not even think about it.
Right.
So they just bought $500 million in Bitcoin, and all of the whales, they're buying it while everybody else is selling. That is a crazy wealth storage. It sounds exactly like the way that how the governments control gold for so long. Okay, yeah. Everything is backed by gold. Who has the biggest ownership of gold? Governments and large institutions. But how are we going to make this transition? This is as long as we're in this gray area until we make this transition, you need to know Nicole's name is going to be Nicole Volatility. Because I need you to understand you're going to move differently while things are volatile. We'll get to that in the end of the episode, how you're going to move, but you have to move differently while it's volatile. Let me also say this. This is like really important. I cannot stress this enough. While things are volatile, it is a glitch in the matrix. So if you think about the way things, the old world order, the way things worked 5 years ago, and then we're making this shift to this new thing that we don't know yet. You got a window in here where it's chaos. That's what volatility is, chaos. It's chaos. What can you do? You have an opportunity. We already see they're trying to create this mass surveillance state. They ain't got everything. They got a lot, but everything ain't surveilled yet. Still have freedom of speech, a little bit. You can do some things that other people aren't thinking about. You can get on opportunities. While you're thinking about volatility, I need you to think volatility. Here's my time. Put me in, coach. Step on the stage. It's go time. That's what you need to be thinking. You think your window for opportunity is going to be open forever. It's not. It's not.
And that reminds me of what I had brought up to you off camera earlier about the old money versus new money assets, like traditional securities, like where it'd be safe to park your money, pretty much. And then the old money assets, the mindset was don't lose it, slow, steady, generational. And like those are like your traditional bonds, your T-bonds and things like that, and traditional real estate, gold, and commodity. But it says the new money assets, the idea is to grow the bag, multiply it, speed over tradition. And like your core assets are like crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, options.
I don't know if I agree with what I think. I mean, that's always old versus new. New. There's always old money versus new money. Even when you think about like one of the shows I really love is I think The Gilded Age. You watch that? Oh, you would love that show. It's so good. It's about right around basically the time when it was laying down the railroads, when the Vanderbilts, when all of them got wealthy. And it's a scripted series that some of the characters are historical, but the main characters are not. They're made up. They're living inside of this time frame. And old money New York versus new money New York. It's always old versus new. Right? So, yeah, old money behaves like this. New money behaves like this. But I don't want you to think like that because it's always going to be old money and new money. I want you to think like old regime versus new regime. So if based on everything you said to me, old regime, hey, we're investing in gold, it's slow, whatever. New regime, we're investing in, name some of the stocks, name some of the, not stocks, name some of the assets.
New money assets?
Yeah.
It says crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum,
Bitcoin, okay.
options, which are and derivatives.
Uh-huh.
Options and derivatives, leverage on steroids, ETFs and leverage products. So that gives you access without full ownership.
So the thing that I didn't say this to you, I was like, I want to bring it up. All right, so let me just summarize it. It said the old money invests in gold. What else?
Let me go back to the old money. Old money invests in gold and commodities,
Gold commodities,
bonds and treasuries, private equity and family offices, quiet money, long timelines.
new money, crypto, exchange, ETFs, options. Do you see a commonality and a difference between all that?
It says old money avoids volatility while new money thrives in volatility.
Okay, yeah, but that's not the biggest commonality. That's not the main commonality. Do you see the biggest commonality in all that?
Tell me.
The biggest commonality is old money invests in real physical assets. Derivatives, ETFs, that's paper. That's not real. Crypto technically ain't real. All the things that Warren Buffett said that he didn't like about it is not based in any valuation of anything.
Right.
So it concerns you. Been thinking about this ever since you asked me. You asked me, hey, what are the things that concern you the most? Things that concern me the most, I said, was we're not upset about Epstein. What was the other thing I said that? Oh man, I can't remember the other thing that concerned me. Oh, housing. The housing affordability crisis.
Okay, yeah.
The other thing that concerns me is we are moving from a society, and this is intentional. Pay attention to this. We are moving from a society that valued things that have real value, real human usage, to a society of gambling on things that don't. That's what options are. That's what derivatives are. I'm not saying don't do it. But what I'm saying is you realize you can't do anything with an option. Just like what happened with the sell-off. They're saying that the sell-off from Bitcoin was due to the ETFs. The Bitcoin didn't actually get sold. The ETFs did. And when you own an ETF, you don't actually own the thing. You own the thing that owns the thing. You don't own the thing. So the difference between both of those sets of assets, one thing is rooted in something physical. The other things are rooted in something that is pure speculative gambling. And so what the powers that be sees is that y'all want to gamble. This is why, okay, crypto, Bitcoin, specifically Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is a limited asset, right? Scarcity. Y'all want to just make a whole bunch of, there's unlimited amounts of options you can create. Kalishi, this is what I was getting at.
Yeah.
A big concern of mine.
Because you literally can bet on whatever.
You can bet on whatever. They're actually figured out, I watched a thing where they figured out how to move. There's a bet that Jesus is coming back by 2027. It's like a 0.5%. But then they created a derivative based on that bet. I can't remember. I intentionally did not retain everything that it was saying.
Oh, wow.
We've normalized gambling. This is the fabric of, like, this is what our society, like, what? And y'all go to sleep every night? So there's a fine line between investing in the stock market and gambling. There is a fine line, right? When the whole idea was predicated on like own stock, which is a piece of a company. That's a hard asset.
Right.
Even though it's like a piece, like it's just a document, it's a hard asset. You own a piece of a company, okay? Then it went from that to this, and now we full on gambling, and it's regular. This regular. A dude placed a bet. I don't know how true this is. I think it's true though. On Kalishi, that somebody would run on a football field at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, streak. And then did it himself?
Then did it himself. He
Yeah.
paid the $1,000
Paid the
fine
fine.
and collected 50 grand.
Mm-hmm.
This is investing. This is investing. This is investing. Since this is investing, this is setting the stage for volatility. What?
Unprecedented times.
Unprecedented times in the sense that new money, everything is about gambling. New money.
It's about the speed. Like if we break it, like if we listen, if we look at.
That's what gambling is. Fast money.
But the reason that we have cryptos and because they're looking at speed of transaction time. They're looking. Zelle is too slow. Like traditionally, Zelle is too. So they look at these networks to see how fast. Like that's the backing behind like crypto because they want to see how fast they.
I don't think that the speed of a transaction is bad nor good. Speed of how quickly you can. Maybe I'm not hearing what you're saying, but speed of how quickly you can make money without bringing any value to the world. Yes, that is the concern. Right? Like before, it was like you can bring value to the world and you make money. Mm-hmm. When you are making money off of Kalishi, you're not bringing value to the world. You want to get paid nothing for something. You want to get paid something for nothing. Mm-hmm. Okay?
But, yes, I agree. But also with that speed, what I was saying is because when you do these transactions, somebody's getting commission off of it, a small percentage.
Oh, so the more transactions you do, somebody's making money from it.
Somebody's making money from it.
That we're going to get to that in a minute. We're going to get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. That's stable. Okay. We're going that's good. Let's stick with this. All right. No one knows how we're going to make this transition. Everybody's moving to this speculative. Investing is speculation. It's probabilistic speculation. Mm-hmm. That's really what it is. We all know anything rooted in probabilities that's of this world. Mm-hmm. It's literally the opposite of God, which you can't predict what God is going to do. Jesus said, the wind comes and it goes, but you don't know where it came from. Mm-hmm. Okay?
He said that.
He said it.
Yeah, he did.
All right. Well. Okay, anything rooted in probabilistic, you know what is hitting for. Okay? Probabilities, you know what it's hitting for. All right? That's creating volatility. This is a 2A, but it really stands alone because this is not going to be for long. One of the third thing that's creating volatility is the fact that we don't know what's happening with the Fed chair, probably the second most powerful man in the world financially. We don't know what's happening in the sense of we have a current Fed chair. Shout out to Romy Rome. But Romy Rome is out in 3 months. Mm-hmm. Okay? Him and Donald Trump butt heads because one is a hawk and the other's a dove. Romy Rome is a hawk. Donald Trump is a dove. What is a hawk?
What is a hawk?
A hawk is somebody who has a very strong stance on monetary policy. They will do what they can to control the monetary policy to make sure that they influence inflation. They don't care about the side effects. So for instance, when we raise interest rates, it always has a short-term side effect of putting people out of jobs. It raises the cost of owning a home. But at the same time, he said no matter what, go and look at the Fed Reserve meeting minutes. Look at the notes. When he started raising rates, he said, I don't care we're getting inflation down to 2%. I don't care that people can't afford homes.
And who is hawkish? Romy Rome, right?
Romy Rome is hawkish. I don't care about the short-term side effects. I care about inflation.
Right.
That's Romy Rome. All right? A dove is someone who says, hey, people can't afford homes. We can't keep interest rates up this high. We have to lower them. Who cares about inflation? We'll deal with that later. We'll deal with that at another time. Mm-hmm. But this is having a short-term effect on Americans, and we don't like it. That is a dove.
And who's a dove in this point?
Donald Trump is a dove.
DT. Okay.
DT, our boy DT. All right? He's a dove. He don't like Romy Rome. They fight. Hawk, dove. Fight, 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 fight. Okay. Put somebody else in. It would make sense that he puts in another dove. He put in another hawk. So the world, 90% of currency transactions is involving the US dollar.
Right.
Okay? So the person that controls the US dollar, you just put another war in place? We can't predict what's going to happen. We don't know. So like as of right now, hey, what's going to happen in May? We don't know. Why would Donald Trump put him in place? What's the plan? What's the plan, DT? What's the plan? We don't know. You going to fight with him? You pick somebody else to fight with? What are you going to do? We don't know. Let's just get rid of the US dollar. Let's make it yuan. Russia. We didn't talk about this. We didn't talk about this. So you know BRICS is, right?
I know what BRICS is.
Okay. So for those of you who don't know, BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. These 5 countries came together and said, we don't want to rely on the US dollar no more. And so we're going to work together to be independent of the US dollar. We not for it. We're going to create our own currency and we're going to get off the US dollar teat. Okay. We're getting off the teat. And so they've been working at this for a long time. All right. And that was one of the things that concerned me right when Donald Trump went into office, because it was like whoever comes into office has got to deal with this BRICS. Right? You got 5 countries coming against us. They're coming for us.
Right.
The person that's going to have to come in is going to have to be a warmonger, because you're about to fight 5 countries. All right.
And BRICS is essentially what? Saying like, hey, we really don't need your dollar no more.
We want to get off of it.
Yeah.
All right. So last week there was a leaked, apparently, don't tell nobody. There was a leaked document that Russia, a memo that said that we want to get back on the US dollar. Then at the same time, China was like, you know what? Never mind all that. We want to make the yuan the dominant currency. So now you got infighting? Is it going to be this BRICS currency, or is it going to be the US dollar, or is it going to be the yuan?
More volatility.
More volatility.
More
We don't know what's happening. What's happening? We don't know. Y'all fighting. The enemy's fighting against itself. All right. We don't know what's going on. No one knows what's happening at all. All right, cool. The 4th thing you're going to look for to define, be the sign of the times, is no one knows what's going to happen with AI. They're making predictions that AI is going to wipe out 80% of white collar, don't quote me exactly on this, but 80% of white collar jobs in the next 18 months. We are a service industry. The country is a service industry country. So everybody's job is going to go away? What? Not to mention, AI makes up some ridiculous amount of the S&P, and they're calling it a bubble. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Is it going to take our jobs away? If it takes our jobs away, we're screwed. If it does well, we're screwed. If it doesn't do well, we're screwed. If it doesn't do well, all of our retirement accounts is upside down. If it does well, it's going to take our jobs. What's going to happen? Something's going to happen. What is it? What do you think? It doesn't matter what you think, because both of those things are very likely to happen.
It says by 2030, I'm just reading something. It says predicts up to 99% of work could be automated. More conservative.
So how are we going to make money? So we having this whole conversation about everything. How we going to make money? How we going to feel purpose in our lives?
That goes back to what your boy Elon was saying during the interview one time, and it's in the essence of that question. Like it raised the question of what is the purpose at that point.
That's not what's going. This is what Jamie Dimon also said. If it happens, this is what Jamie Dimon said. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. If it happens, we're going to have civil unrest. So then we have to be prepared to stop it. I mean, I should have did that a long time ago when it started creating its own language, but that's a whole nother conversation for another day. So Elon, your fave, says, yeah, we should just let it take all our jobs and we're just going to sit around and brain rot all day long.
He said
And it'll be
something
great.
about, like a universal income.
He said universal income. That was the dumbest thing ever, because guess what? The Bible says there's always going to be poor. There's always going to be poor people. So again, I think I said this on a podcast. How can you sit here and say that there's going to be a universal income? That is socialism. Why are we talking to him? You think that that's the best solution? Either we go to universal income, universal high income.
Right.
You go to that's your solution. That we're gonna go to universal high income rather than shutting it down. You got two options. Everyone gets universal high income, or we shut AI down. Which one are you gonna do? He says, let AI keep going. Let's get universal high income.
Nobody knows the outcome of what AI is going to do to our society.
No one knows. So while these 4 things are in place, you don't even got to have all 4 of them.
And they also included AI into the traditional ways of investing, which also contributes to the volatility.
Investing in AI was the old money?
No, saying that they use AI for new ways to invest now. Like, and when I say that, like, even in the traditional stocks, like you see now that they have, instead of actual people sitting there and people on, watching the markets, they just let AI run rapid and just do it with the algorithms.
I said that we talked about the algorithmic trading. Affects the volatility. I said that last week. Algorithmic trading affects volatility. So it's just like, this not going to work. This option that y'all are presenting as is, it's not going to work. You can't let AI, from a spiritual perspective, without getting too spiritual, from a spiritual perspective, you can't put humans out of work. That is not how our brains are set up. It's just not. So nobody knows what's going to happen. So as long as you have any of these, you decide. I ain't made up the rules yet, whether it's 2 of the 4 or 1 of the 4, or I haven't made up the rules yet. As you have all 4 of these things in place right now, you're going to have volatility, okay? All right, what are we going to do about volatility? Volatility is fun because volatility means opportunity, okay? There are 2 major things that you're going to do in a volatile marketplace. The first thing you're going to do is always underwrite everything you do conservatively. And by underwrite, you may be thinking that term is always associated with just investing. But I'm going to broaden this term investing to go from just deploying your capital to how you deploy your energy. What is energy? Energy is your time. Energy is your emotion. Energy is your labor. Energy is your money. Money is a form of energy. Money is the highest form of potential stored energy. Okay? How are you going to deploy your money? How are you going to deploy any resources that you have control over? All right? You're going to underwrite conservatively. If you normally, the best way I can describe it is if you're in real estate, if you're buying a deal, you use the 70% rule, you're going to start using the 50% rule. What does that mean if you're not in real estate, it means, hey, I like this deal. How do I determine if a deal is a good deal? Look at the after repair value of the property. You say 70% of it. I want to be all in acquisition and rehab costs for 70% of the after repair value. That 30% represents margin of error, some other costs, and your profit. So that's essentially what you're saying. Now you're going to be all in at 50%. That's not a hard number. Do what you, some of you 40%, some of you 65%, whatever it is, just be more conservative. If you are, I want to give you all this example, but if I do, I don't want to incriminate, I just don't want to talk about anybody else's business.
So
If you,
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
You had said it earlier when we was off camera because you were telling me about because you said volatility is not all bad because there's a lot of room in there for you to actually make money
Potentially.
And you said the terms that you use, you said picks and shovels. You have to.
I didn't get there yet.
Oh,
I ain't get there yet. We're gonna get to the. We're gonna get to the.
setting up there.
I'm about to.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. If you have a business, right? So we talked about allocating dollar resources. Now your labor, your money, your time, your energy. That's like if you have a business. If you have a business that the success of this business is hypothesized on something that is a little bit more, let me just hypothesize on anything. You want to make sure that you're extra careful with how you allocate your resources.
Right.
We're extra careful with how you price things. Right. And the example I was going to give, I'm going to try to go super left so y'all don't know what I'm talking about. A colleague of mine has a business that has it's super premium pillows. And they had this business for 20 years. I mean, the pillows were super premium. And then they decided that they were going to just not do this business anymore. And the reality is the terms in which your business was doing well, when things were more certain, people can buy super premium pillows. But right now, when things are uncertain, we're not saying we're in a recession yet, but it's uncertain.
Right.
You cannot predict whether people are going to buy super premium pillows or not. Because they don't know if they're going to have a job in 18 months.
Right.
They don't even know if their job is, they don't even know if the company that they work for is going to exist in 18 months. They don't even know if the dollar that their retirement is sitting in, the dollar denomination that the retirement is sitting in, is going to be worthless. Why would I buy a super premium pillow right now? Now, am I saying luxury things are out? No. What I'm saying is just be really mindful. I think you need to sell luxury things to really rich people. Because before we can get away with selling luxury things to everyday people, everyday people over it. Let me tell you when I first started noticing this shift. Well, this wasn't when I first started noticing it, but when I saw how serious it was. Beyonce posted some tickets to her concert. I'm not a Beyonce fan, but I love going in her comments because I just like to see it's like a Beyonce benchmark. You see the state of the world in her comments, okay? The people in the comments was like, B, we don't got it. We just bought your hair stuff. We just bought this. We bought that. We don't got it. Nobody was like, oh, we're so excited. She posted like, she's going on her next tour. Nobody was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. It was really like, we don't got it.
Tight.
Right. You got $1,000 tickets. In the past, you can sell $1,000 tickets to average people. They'll figure it out. I don't got $1,000 for that. I don't even know if I'm gonna get laid off or not in the next couple. Sorry. Okay.
I don't know if AI is gonna take my job or not.
But if you're selling $1,000 tickets to people who are already rich, you understand your market, you understand your target market, your marketing, all that stuff. That's a different party. Okay. All right. AI is making everything volatile. AI is probably the biggest portion of the pie, and no one's admitting it, because if we say it, then the S&P is going to get affected, because we got them 7 stocks that accounts for a quadrillion% of the S&P.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to say that. AI is messing your life up right now from a volatility perspective. All right, cool. So first thing you're going to do is underwrite conservatively. Super conservative. The second thing you're going to do, hear me clearly, go after the picks and shovels of the volatility. Case in point, I knew, y'all don't understand how when I was getting 50 views on this channel and I wasn't making a whole bunch of money, I knew exactly what I was going to do with this channel. Right? For some of y'all that don't know me, 2024 was not a good year for me financially, but I knew what I was up against. I knew that this day was coming, and I said, I already had forms of a media company before. I have gone viral on this channel. I've done all the things, produced content for other people, all the stuff. I said, no, picks and shovels. People need to be able to see this. I want to create a media company that digests all of this for normal people. That's a pick and shovel.
So when you say pick and shovel, you're just saying what?
The analogy is from in the gold rush, when they was like, oh, it's gold out west. Do you know who made the most money? The people who sold the picks and the shovels. Not the people digging the gold. 9 times out of 10, they didn't find none.
So the people who got prepared for what was coming.
The people who supplied, the people who were trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
Okay, so look at all of this. People that's making money right now is people teaching people how to use AI. I ain't suggesting that you do it. Because it's, I don't know. I'm not going to say it's saturated. I don't know. Maybe more opportunity. But people are making a lot of money doing it. Picks and shovels. Oh, we don't know what's happening. Kalishi people are making a killing based off of the fact that it's volatility. Pick and shovels. We don't need to. I remember I said I was going to come back around to it. The people who make money off of the crypto transactions. Y'all don't know what's going on. Y'all moving money around. Y'all selling. Y'all buying. Y'all selling gold. Y'all buying gold. You're selling this. You're buying this. Putting it in. Guess what? Here's your pick. Here's your shovel. Listen, if you think picks and shovels for right now,
That's right.
this is why our fund invests in apartment buildings. Because as people are figuring it, they don't know where they're going to go, they don't know what they're going to do, they're going to downsize. Come and get in this mental wellness apartment building. It's crazy out there. It's comfy in here.
Picks and shovels.
Picks and shovels. Because I'm not going to tell you what to invest in. I don't know. All these people that's telling you, oh, crypto's going to go to this, crypto's going to go to that. Unless they in the meetings, they don't know. They don't know. Picks and shovels. Underwrite conservatively. Don't forget it.
That's good stuff.
That should be the end of the episode.
Can't wait till we get so much more, because I want you with a construction hat on with a damn shovel.
I ain't doing that shit. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
You say that now.
I'm not doing it. I promise you I'm not doing it.
Once it take off, I can see you right now.
I will not.
They go.
I will not. I ain't mad at people that do
You
it.
saying your funny is more laid back.
I think so.
Yeah, your funny
If it, yeah.
for you when you explain it like that. You like the class clown up there, but like I'll say my jokes.
I'll say my jokes. Oh, I'm actually in the front of the class. I always at the front of the class, but I'm gonna sit right here and just be like, yeah. But I ain't getting up there checking and jiving. I ain't doing it. That's why, like, this is totally off topic. I never liked comedians.
Really?
Mm-mm.
That is so funny to me for you to say that. Really?
That's court gestures type behavior. When I see comedians.
But so, okay, well, when I say that, because some comedians, when I say that, because I can see you as a comedian, because some comedians are just naturally, they can
Some of them, yes, but then at some point in their career, they need to get that laugh. And they're going to do anything to get that laugh. You see it. You see it when they kind of cross over. They go from being that cool comedian. Like I don't. I guess my whole point is, I don't want to. Nor am I like. Do I like someone who has to do it for a living? Because what happens when you have? Or sometimes I have an off day, and I'm just not.
So if, being that you don't like comedians, if you had to say, okay, I like this person at least a little bit, or enough to say, you know what, I like this person. As a comedian, who would that person be?
I I don't like stand up. Let me tell you why I don't like stand up. Because I dated a comedian. So at one point, one of my really close girlfriends, she did stand up, and then I ain't gonna put my business out there like that. How can I say this?
My dad's a stand-up comedian.
He is. I'm not. They're not like one of those people that I'm like I don't like those people. I mean I don't romantically
No, I
like
get it,
them.
I get
Yeah,
what
I don't
you're
got no
saying, though.
problem. But like I said, my homegirl is one of my oldest friends ever. Shout out to Asia, comedian. She was a comedian for. She don't do it no more. She was a comedian for a minute. I love her to death. I dated a guy who owned a comedy club, and so during that time period, I spent a lot of time in the back room of the comedy clubs. I used to produce a show called what do we call it? Eye Candy Comedy, and Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah.
Before she got famous, I'm gonna see if I can find a flyer. If I put this in the episode, I'm gonna put it up. Before she got famous,
Still recording? Oh.
before she got famous, I put her in my show. So, because I had a clothing company, I sold clothes, and I produced a show, dressed all the women, and then sold the clothes on the show. And so I just spent so much time, and then you see the
At
net.
the boutique.
Yes, in the very beginning, early days. Yeah. So when you see the anatomy of a joke and how jokes are formed and how they steal them from each other and like how they practice them and practice them and practice, you see it over and over and over again, it just becomes not funny.
I can get that.
It becomes not funny. If I had to say I like the comedian, it would be, if I had to, first of all, I love Eddie Murphy. But you see at points in Eddie Murphy's career where he's trying so hard. But I love, I'm a huge Eddie Murphy fan. Not because he's funny, because of the artistry and because how he do business.
Okay.
Right? If you're ever looking for anything, go watch his documentary. He talks about how he stayed away from like big scandals, and like and you just like, dang, this person was just so dope, and they really did stay away from big scandals. He put all these black people on. He just the bomb.
So do you like Dave Chappelle in that case?
I was going to say, if I had to choose a comedian that I had to go see, I would see Dave Chappelle, because he does have an air of like.
That's my favorite comedian. Like, and when I say that, because yes, does he have to try? But he kind of, you can. I don't like Kevin Hart personally as a comedian. I don't have anything, but you can see him intentionally trying.
He tries,
like you said.
he tried. And so this is a part of the job. I had to remove that energy from myself because, like, I think I was at a lull with content. And when I think about those times, I was just trying so hard. And I had to just, like honestly, I very much so attribute what I'm explaining right now to the successes that we've had over the past couple of weeks. I literally just, right before I hit the record button, especially on the ones when the shorts, I just be like, because that's who I am in person. But then I get on camera, it's like,
Well, I had told you that. Remember, I was just like, I just need to be recording at all times.
Yeah.
Because just you, like.
So I just had to learn how to bring that as opposed to just trying to be like